Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some very interesting news to go and talk about because we actually did have the head honcho himself, Phil Spencer, finally go make some public statements in regards to the Xbox Series X and S restocks. And as I'm sure you guys probably know from me making these videos, sometimes we have a lot of really good news. We'll have a lot of good restock numbers, we'll have good supply chip numbers, supply chain numbers, or just overall just a lot of really good internal information. But on this one, it's a little bit more on the somewhat reverse side, where Phil Spencer actually is saying that we're actually having some more big delays when it comes to restocks. There's a lot more actually like middle tier problems besides just semiconductors, and overall kind of not the most optimistic statement. And especially with it almost about to be like the holiday season, seeing this type of news is never really the funnest stuff to go and see. But as well, I think a lot of us have already kind of known this, that, well, basically like these big consoles, the PlayStations and Xboxes, are definitely still going to have some sort of supply issues for at least the next probably 6 months or so. But with the holidays being right around the corner, this is not fun news to go and get to see. But of course, as you guys know, we keep on trying our best to find all the information, stock, and everything for it. So as always, tell you guys to go subscribe with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below. The PS5 disc, digital console, and controller, Twitter and Twitch stream as well, link down below, and sign up for Webull, deposit $100, you guys go get free stock and free money. Coinbase, you guys go buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency, you guys go and get free Bitcoin. Leave a like on the video, and of course, give me your thoughts and comments on this one, because it is also kind of intriguing whenever we do see some of the more bigger head honchos make comments on stuff too as well. We saw quite a few comments from Phil Spencer in regards to the PlayStation 5 restocks. Now with this, we now already have Phil Spencer now to kind of give some thoughts more on the Xbox. And as well, anything that kind of happens to the Xbox does also have a pretty big relation towards, say, the PlayStation 5 and vice versa, because they are both made by AMD, and a lot of the same internals are very similar, same outsources, etc. So just bear that in mind in regards to both. Let's go talk about this because, like I said, we have some pretty interesting things. And to start this off, saying the Xbox boss, Phil Spencer, says console shortages will continue into 2022, which, of course, it's also kind of a duh if you guys have been watching our videos for a while. A lot of really big analysts and a lot of really big people have been kind of saying, like, hey, it's going to be taking some time. And, like, well, we've still been seeing stuff getting better. Good example, we'll start seeing a lot more in-store restocks, and just in general, at least for the PlayStation, going phenomenally well. Like, it's going very good. There's still a little bit of supply hiccups and all of that, but it's going good. But one of the bigger issues is the Xbox, where it's not going as hot. The console's still great, they're just not making as many. And kind of a quick quote before we start into this article itself, Phil Spencer says there are several pinch points keeping the Xbox Series X and S consoles away from store shelves. So let's go and start talking about this. So basically, Xbox boss Phil Spencer now says to expect the Xbox Series X and S console shortage to continue through the rest of 2021 and into 2022. Now, like I said, that's kind of a big duh. Like, I think a lot of big analysts, ourselves included, kind of know it's going to keep on progressively getting easier and easier. But I think we could all collectively agree this holiday season is going to be rough. Like, it's going to start getting rough here, boys. Especially because I've now been starting to see a lot more parents and like moms and dads out there trying to get consoles for their kids. And this is only October like 2nd. So let alone November, Black Friday, and the proper holidays. It's going to get a little bit on the rough side for sure. So in an interview over here from The Wrap, thanks to VGC, Phil Spencer says it isn't just a global chip shortage that's making it hard to keep retailers stocked with enough Xbox Series X and S consoles to keep up in the demand. Quote from him, I think it's probably too isolated to talk about as just a chip problem. Spencer said, when I think about what does it mean to get the parts necessary to build a console today and then get it into the markets where the demand is, there are multiple kinds of pinch points in that process. And I think regretfully, it's going to be with us for months and months, definitely through the end of the calendar year and into the next calendar year, which is just not fun to hear. Like, we hear that from all the time ourselves, and it is a kind of a roller coaster for these restocks. Sometimes we hear really good news and there's stock flowing everywhere, and Sony goes and collects a bunch of different consoles, and then sometimes we also have the sad news like this from Phil Spencer. So since the dawn of the pandemic, chip shortages have bottlenecked production across a few global industries, but in the gaming sector specifically, the issue has created a supply dwarf affecting GPUs and consoles, which I'm sure you guys all know, both on the PlayStation 5s and Xbox Series X's. It's just been kind of rough. Like, it's a little bit of everything put together, whether it's it takes a long time to make the consoles, whether it takes a long time to find the semiconductors. We've had display driver issues, and as well, they also are selling these mostly at a loss. And on top of that, too, there's also other major issues in terms of competing, say, with PlayStation, especially in regards to the Xbox, or something like Sony that might actually even go and get more, say, semiconductors and other various parts and chips for all this stuff in general. So it's just a lot of stuff put together, let alone all those small hiccups, and let alone all the other little small various places on it. So basically over here, the gaming sector specifically, the issues definitely create a lot of just supply issues. So Bloomberg also did go and report to, as well as of this week, that even the chip shortage themselves may even have caused Nintendo to release the OLED instead of the actual 4K Switch Pro, which that would almost be a separate video that I wanted to go and touch on, but we had a lot of restock news going on. So another statement over here from Phil Spencer. The thing that's most disappointing is just the fan disappointment. Spencer continued. People really want this new generation of consoles. They're good consoles, both from us and other platform holders. So mainly, PlayStation, a little bit Nintendo, but mostly PlayStation. And they want the new functionality. We're working hard to bring them to market, but it's going to be a challenge that we'll work through because it will basically take a while to get through. So like for me, I've been doing these videos for almost a year, and I know especially the Xbox. I think the Xbox overall has been getting even more harder and harder and harder, in my opinion. I do think the PlayStation 5 at this point is basically double the production of the PlayStation 5, like compared to Xbox. So like I think right now the sales figures are like 6 to 7 mil, while for Xbox, and the PlayStation's like getting close to double that. But overall, it's just hard to make these things. And we don't, that's not me saying anything bad about Xbox, because the Xbox is doing great. I think the Xbox console is awesome. I think Game Pass is awesome. But it is really disappointing because it's true. For me in Chicago, it's about to get into fall. It pretty much is getting kind of colder. Same with winter time. And a lot of people in these northern states like New York, Seattle, we're going to be home inside our houses, probably bored because we're still in a pandemic. And also we still have all the people in the holidays that are going to be clamoring over to get these consoles. And it's just, we still have bots, we still have scalpers, we have display drive issues, we have semiconductor issues, we have shipping issues, and just a lot of things all put together are making these consoles so hard to find. So I do want to go and say, I got to give Phil Spencer some credibility here. It's been kind of a weird situation in terms of restocks. And it does always kind of have a nice insight whenever the very big higher ups like Jim Ryan for the PlayStation 5 or, over here for Phil Spencer for the Xbox have a time to go and chime on in and give their thoughts on it. But I think for both of them, they're kind of playing their cards by ears, and they both all, I think, kind of realize that it's going to keep on getting harder and harder and harder to keep on making these consoles. And it is really sad because it does seem like the Xbox will still keep on having issues. And I personally even thought that the Xbox supply stock was going to get better, like way, way, way better. Beginning because we saw a lot of restocks a few months ago, back to back to back. They were up in like literal store shelves for a while. And as well, we just saw so much stuff. I saw so much stuff in regards to good Xbox things going on. And ever since then, we've had like 2 months of just basically quiet. Now, at least in the past like 2 weeks or so, we've seen a lot of big retailers, Walmart, Best Buy, etc., either have like walk-in events or actual normal console restocks, just in general, which is awesome. But it doesn't necessarily still fulfill the demand because the stock prices for the Xbox and PlayStation 5 from third-party sellers are still, quite pretty high. So it's not the best news to go and see all this stuff. But I will go and say I'll give them credit. They are still trying, but overall it's kind of bad news whenever like the big head honcho Phil Spencer is saying, yeah, probably gonna still be having issues until the next year or so. It's kind of like more on the sad side. So hopefully by the summer of 2022, we'll be seeing a lot more in stores, a lot more in stock. But it does kind of make me sad since kind of news. So hopefully we'll have some better news for Xbox, especially for all you guys out there trying to find your consoles. And same thing too as well with the PS5s. It's been rough, but we're hopefully all getting through it. We just have to get our consoles before the holiday season. And then fingers crossed, you guys can have a great holiday for it. But I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. Give me your thoughts and comments down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 disc, digital console, and controller. Twitter and Twitch stream as well. Link down below. Sign up for Weeble. Deposit $100. You guys go get free stack of free money. Coinbase, you guys go buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency. You guys go and get free Bitcoin. And hopefully I can help you guys all get your consoles ASAP because you guys all deserve them. I'll see you guys at the next one. Love you guys.